And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking Sami Pajari and should he stay or should he go? I mean, this season, when you look at it, he's not been disappointing, but he's not exactly been overwhelming. He's been bang average, exceedingly average, if you want to say, for a first season, particularly when you think Oliver Solberg came in, won rally and won in basically the same car. Moving on though, because we're going to get into that in a second. On this day in rallying, on the 2nd of November, do you recognise the guy? That guy is Marcus Grolem. And on this day, November the 2nd, all the way back in 2002, think of Down Under, think of Australia. It was leg 2 of Rally Australia. Yes, they did have a rally there, and it was rather good. And the world's best were flying through the forests around Perth in what was brutal heat. Blinding dust. Think of a very hot day in Kenya. To be fair, I think Kenya gets hotter, potentially. Anyway, now, think of stage 10. Kevs, I think it was called. A 9.5 kilometre blast kicked off at 8:41 a.m. local time, testing every ounce of commitment on the loose. And it was the man, the legend that was Marcus Grolem in the mighty Peugeot 206 WRC, was in full attack mode. Calm, clinical, and blisteringly quick. Now behind him, you had a who's who of legend. You had Petter Solberg, Colin McRae, Richard Burns. They were locked in an all-out battle for every split second. Now, by the end of the weekend, it was Grolem that would take his 12th career victory, cementing his status as one of the gravel masters of rally and marking another iconic chapter in Rally Australia. And it's legendary, I think, anyway, history. So, moving on from that, let's talk about happier days. Yes, indeed. Happier days for the 2024 WRC champ, the guy that beat Ollie Solberg, Sami Pajari, and obviously Eni Malkonen. I probably got that wrong. I'm so sorry. But I think he seemed happier, didn't he? Because we're going to most certainly fast forward then to the Rally Journal story that this whole video has been inspired about, and his future remains uncertain, and I think it's difficult to make an argument why they would keep him. Now, the fact that Kalle Rovanperä is gone may well help him, but here we go. The article by Tony Heinonen. So at the moment, he's saying the only sure thing is that Kalle Rovanperä will leave Toyota after this year's current World Championship. That's pretty much seemingly etched in stone. He had a Formula, I believe it was an F2 test as well recently. He's switching to single-seaters and will compete, in Japan's Super Formula Series. My apologies. So this year marks Pajari's first full campaign in what is the top class of the World Rally Championship in, let's be honest, the top team of the year. The Finn is hopeful there will be more to come. We hope too. I don't want him gone. I don't want them to give him his P45. But if you're being honest, it's not a guarantee, is it? He said, I think going to Formula 1 is not exactly the first thing on my mind at this stage. I have rather different goals. Pajari quipped when rallyjournal.com asked about his future plans. Now, Toyota are going to reveal its 2026 driver lineup after next week's Rally Japan. So, holding a press conference on the 10th of November. We're talking not that much. I think that's a Monday, but kind of like a week away. Pajari's most likely already knows his plans for next season, but officially he cannot disclose. He said, I'd say the comments from the team have suggested our season hasn't been bad at all. Okay? But not great. He said, I'm quite sure we'll be driving something next year. Will he be demoted to Rally 2? A lot of them have been. But this season, Pajari's gained valuable experience behind the wheel of the Toyota's Rally 1 car, which is absolutely important. Just like, obviously, Gregor Monster had last year and Josh McLaren is having this year, and Taka has seemingly every year. Please get better, Taka. Win Japan. Toyota's management has repeatedly emphasised that this has been a learning year for the Finnish driver, and no major results have been expected. Okay. For that reason, it should seem logical for Toyota to obviously be like, thank you, Pajari, we'll see you next year. You are in Toyota for 2026. Otherwise, as you know, they're going to be wasting what is significant investment. Obviously, we're talking about it, so there's going to be a big but with a capital B. In a way, that's quite a reasonable thought behind it. Of course, we're hoping for that, Pajari admitted. He said, I would it would kind of feel strange if they dropped me, but you never know in this sport. It's a highly sought after seat, so there would be surely some candidates. Who are the candidates? Oliver Solberg, which is why I've said the fact that Kalle Rovanperä has gone potentially has saved Sami Pajari's seat. Now, the fact that he's Japanese, yes, I think Taka could be safer than Sami Pajari, but I can't help but feel, surely, is one of them still going to go? I don't know. Is one of them still going to go? Is Seb Ojek going to retire if he wins the next world title? A lot to be said. But I don't think Sami Pajari is completely out the woods. Let's have a look at his results and standings, shall we? These are the results and standings. These are the current championship standings. And as we know, Evans leads, Seb Ojek second, Kalle Rovanperä third, Ott Tanak fourth, Neuville fifth, Kasuta sixth, Formo seventh, Sami Pajari eighth. And Solberg, like, 15 points behind, which is ridiculous, let's be honest, in the WRC Championship. Josh McLaren 10th, Gregor Munster 10th, 11th, by one point difference. Oh, Gregor Munster. Anyway, so, I would say not particularly good when we look at Monte Carlo. Retired. Sweden, okay, he scored 6th. Kenya wasn't too bad. Spain retired. Portugal got 6 points. Italy 6 points. Greece 1 point. 6 points. Finland 10 points. That was quite good, wasn't it? That was a good result. 8 points. 10 plus 2 plus 2. Central European 8. So let's be honest, he's not exactly set the world alight, has he? No, he's not done. For example, I kind of half expected he was going to do like what Formo did in M Sport last year. Maybe get a good couple of podiums. Really, really strong results. Fighting it out. No. It's almost like, as I keep saying, the Sami Pajari from the WRC2 season is not the same Sami Pajari from the WRC1 season this year. 2025 Sami Pajari is very different from 2024 Sami Pajari, and that potentially is going to hurt him. Do I want him to stay? Absolutely. He's a really nice guy. Will he stay? Well, therein lies the massive question, doesn't it? Therein lies the massive, massive question mark. And we're not going to have the answer until the 10th of November, where there will be a press conference. That's going to be quite interesting after Japan, before the final rally. Will it go to the final rally? I don't know, but we're going to have our preview this week, hopefully tomorrow by the time you're reading this. Or today, because I'm recording this about 9 o'clock. Anyway, I digress. We'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much. If you've made it to the end, please consider a subscribe. That would be absolutely lovely. Hit that notification button if you haven't already. But until then, stay safe, speak to you soon, and thank you very much.